enough Dortmund. How about some quick hits instead?
Let's go, Gab.
This was way back on Monday, but also way shocking. At least to me. Manchester United, maybe not to you, Jules. Manchester United get thumped 4-0 away by Crystal Palace. Jules, are you going to be mean about Erik Ten Hag again? Or are you going to give him a pass because he had a dozen or so players unavailable?
They were a shambles. They were really shambolic. Their medical staff is a shambles. Their list of injury players is a shambles. Ten Hag is a shambles. Everything is so bad at that club. I think it's one of the worst coach team in the Premier League, even with their starting lineup, even with their subs. I do not care. When you see some of their individual performance of that game on Monday, but also collectively as a unit of everything not to do, they did. In a game where Palace were good, obviously, Eze, Olise, Mateta, especially the front three, which we mentioned on Monday on the show, just destroy them completely. It's embarrassing if you're United.
And you're not even having a go at Casemiro.
But Casemiro he's not a centre-back, doesn't want to play there. So already, I don't think it would be a good job in his own position, let alone in a position where he doesn't want to play in and doesn't want to be there.
But
so yeah, of course he was bad. But
if you analyze, you will see. Yeah, okay.
I mean, there's no way they can keep him. There's no way they're going to finish the lowest they've ever finished in the Premier League history. Like, come on.
Good transition for the next question.
Yeah, and our colleague Rob Dawson, Gab, reports that Manchester United won't rush any decision on Ten Hag's future and that they will make a decision after the FA Cup final on May 25th. I mean, it's good because by then they might not have won another single game this season. So
yeah, and they have a pretty tricky run-in too.
Yeah, well. Arsenal on Sunday, for example.
Yeah, look, frankly, I think you should. You want to call it rushing into it. You should have a decision now. You should make a decision. It cannot depend on the last 3 games of the season, the FA Cup final. It should never depend on results at the end. It should depend. How do you assess the situation? How much are the injuries a mitigating factor? Can you get somebody better than Ten Hag? And whatever else. If they're just sitting there with their, with their buttocks covering their hands and saying, well, we don't want to make any noise to destabilize Ten Hag. We're not going to talk to other people because it's going to get out. I don't know. I think Ten Hag is a grown-up. Yeah. I would just be honest with him and say, listen, we haven't decided yet if we're going to keep you, but we're going to talk to other people, and then you may be back. And if you don't like it, stuff it. You got a contract. Yeah. Works both ways. The Times report that Ange Postecoglou wants a new striker, a new center back, and a new midfielder. In addition to all the players like Højbjerg and stuff who we know they're going to try to get rid of. Yeah. He's even willing to sacrifice Yves Bissouma and Richarlison, if necessary, if they need to raise funds, to pay for a new striker, center back, and midfielder. Are you on board with those 3 positions?
Yeah, I mean, the other day on the FC show we discussed it, and I thought that's probably where certainly striker and midfielder, and I thought probably 2, even maybe 3 midfielders. He would want centre back. Midfielders. No, but centre back, you've got Romero, Van der Ven, Draguzin. You've already bought 2.
You just bought, yeah.
Yeah, Draguzin in January, Van der Ven last summer.
You don't need. I don't understand. That really surprised me. What
yeah,
you need another guy?
A 4th one, maybe with a different profile. But again, it looked like you've got all different profiles already in the 3 very good ones that you have. Maybe you need a 4th. In midfield, and we mentioned the incident in the Chelsea game where he was telling his players to play forwards. Right. Clearly aimed at his midfielders and clearly aimed at probably Bissouma and Sarr. Yeah, I can see why. For Richarlison, he clearly had an impact when he came on in the Liverpool game, and maybe as an impact sub is good, but they definitely need a number 9. Kane hasn't been replaced. They signed Werner on loan in January and Brendan Johnson in the summer to kind of replace Kane in a way, which is not enough. So yeah, for 9, no problem. In midfield, I think as well. Centre-back, I'm like you, I'm not too sure. And more from the Times, Gabby, as well, who said that Chelsea will have a difficult time complying with the UEFA's football earning rules, so like the financial fair play.
It's a new version of financial fair play, yeah.
How bad is it for Chelsea, Gabby?
So the rules say you're allowed to lose 40 million over 2 seasons. They lost close to 100 million last year. Now, some of that doesn't count because it's not included in the calculations, but that's last year alone. This year, of course, they don't have any Champions League income. They think that they squeezed through the Premier League rules because of that sale of the hotel for the 2 hotels for 78 million. But that deal is being scrutinized by the Premier League, and it's going to be scrutinized by UEFA as well. Is it fair market value? Because it's with a related party. So it's on the bubble. I have a sense this might end up with a fine or a squad reduction if they are found to be in breach.
Nottingham Forest's appeal against their 4-point penalty has been rejected. Gab, will they still stay up?
Looking at this run-in, I think so, because they have Chelsea at home and then Burnley away. You don't want to. Burnley could be down by that point because
they go to Spurs.
They go to Spurs. Although, given the way Spurs have played of late, who knows? Look, I think it was kind of obvious that their appeal was going to be rejected when they laid out the first time why they rejected it. It's not like anything's changed since then. So, but I don't think it's going to matter. I think they're staying up.